All right, well, I'm going to call this meeting to order, and we have the minutes of November 17th. Was everyone here? Can we do the?
No, that one we can do everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have the 17th then.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of November
I'll
17th.
second that.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
And then we have our work session, budget work session from November 18th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of November 18th.
I'll second it.
I'll abstain.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we have warrants 12, the payroll 12P, and capital fund number 4 for
I'll make-
items for the new truck.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve bills for payment, warrants 12, 12P, and capital fund number 4.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? Warrant 12 was for $12,195.04. Some of that went to the sheriff's monthly bill, highway department supplies and tires, fuel. There were payroll transfers, and we paid for painting the white lines on some of the roads in town and some of the yellow lines. So, any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Here's our chance for the public to comment. Ruth? Yes.
Okay, for the record, I'm Ruth Hoffman, and I'm here at the select board meeting instead of just the budget work session to make my request on behalf of our payments for our employees. On the record, I would like to strongly recommend that we give significant raises. And you asked at one of the budget sessions what I thought, looking up what's been cost of living and what's inflation and looking ahead at inflation. I think that 4% is a number to consider. I would also suggest if or in addition to, but especially if that just doesn't, work for the select board, to consider separately paying bonuses to people who worked so diligently throughout the pandemic without any raises or recognition. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Ruth. Okay. And we do have a draft of the budget up on the town website.
I will look. I
So you
didn't
can
get
see what we,
to do that before I rushed over here, but I will look at that in the morning.
okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Let's see, we have the road foreman's report. And the road crew has been grading. They've been getting their trucks ready for winter plowing and sanding. They've been blowing some leaves around town, and that's been keeping them busy. And let's see, we've got some quotes for removing some trees from behind the Historical Society building. And we have two, one from Arbor Climb and one from Renault Tree Company. Renault is for $2,500 and Arbor Climb is for $2,750.
75.
75. What would you like to do?
I'll make a motion to accept the bid for Renaud Tree Service in the amount of $2,500.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? Well, we know they both do good work. They're both
Our tree wardens.
for the town. And maybe next time around.
It'll be the opposite.
Yes. So,
Yes.
So all those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
All right. Let's see, I'll let Lee know.
Okay.
Okay, anything else under the road foreman's report you'd like to discuss? Then moving on, correspondence for information. Is there anything there you'd like to go over?
Just Charlotte did let Eric Lineback know of that ARPA webinar today. So she took care of that.
And the last one, the Act 166 inventory, Marty did that today.
Great, I was wondering.
I think he included it in an email to all of us.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
great.
that was
And-
done.
Okay, and then you saw the sheriff's report, just to report back, because you brought it up in the meeting last time, Rebecca, I did get a message back, and the state police are not doing contracts at this time.
Got it. Okay. Thank you so much for checking.
Okay, great. Let's see, it's nice having emergency management director.
Isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Let's see, the legislature and governor passed some legislation that allows municipalities to have face covering ordinances. And let's see, what are your thoughts? Just for some background, maybe, municipal bodies don't need an ordinance to say, if the town clerk wants to have masks or face coverings at the town office, they can just put a sign up saying face mask are required, or the librarian.
Or the highway department.
Yep.
Yep.
So we don't need an ordinance for that. And we don't have very many other public buildings,
No.
so,
You got this,
yeah,
you've got the library and
That's it.
and the office, and
Yeah.
and that's, there's nothing else, is there really?
I mean, I think there are some businesses on Route 5.
right,
I mean, a few.
Yeah.
Few.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
there's-
very
But they're
they're
pretty
Slim.
much everybody's, you know, I mean, we've gone into this long enough now that they're,
I guess they can put, they can require masks if they
Right.
want.
right.
I guess just as a matter of interest, in Brattleboro, I guess are they requiring businesses to
Yes.
require masks?
There is.
So there's
They are.
actually an ordinance in Brattleboro, yeah.
I'm inclined to just allow the town clerk to continue to post a sign at her discretion and
Yeah.
Me
leave
too.
it at that,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
I'd say the librarian also if she wants.
at her
Yep,
discretion.
at her
Yes.
discretion.
And we can require.
Right.
And we can
Exactly.
require it.
Yeah,
Yep.
yes,
Does
Ruth.
that apply like to the historical society? So we could, I mean, we've had internally,
Mhm.
if we meet, we all.
Yeah,
are
Yes.
you can
masked.
go,
So we can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we were able to be open,
Right.
Mhm.
we could
Yes, you could put,
put a sign up, okay?
I do hear what everybody's saying, but I'm a little bit more inclined to actually create a mandate. I feel like as the representatives of the town, I think that we should be sending a message that public health is a priority for us. You know, I did a little bit of research, and from what I could gather, 45% of our town is 45 and older. So we have a greater amount of the population in Dummerston that's at greater risk. I know there are immunocompromised people. Again, I know that we have very few businesses that are in the town that have a public interface. But I don't see that it does any harm. So I am inclined to say we should do a mandate, and yeah, move forward in that direction. But
Well, one of the arguments against that is that the ordinance is sometimes backfire. They get people to react in the other way, and the hell with you. I'm not
Exactly.
going to bother at all.
Yeah.
I think I think we have to keep that in mind.
And I think if that happens, I think unfortunately it's gonna be the town office staff that take the brunt of that. And I'm not
Exactly.
willing to put them in that position.
No. And I'd agree with how Lori wrote the email suggesting just go ahead with the way we're going. I mean, this isn't just 2 or 3 months out. I mean, everybody's pretty educated into this, and I would agree with you, David.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'm one of those that fall in the over 45
Really?
category here. Just
You're not alone.
by,
Yeah,
by a
me
little.
either.
And I just have a mask with me, and if I'm going to go into this
Right.
to shop for some food or post office or whatever, I just put my mask on.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
And we have no jurisdiction over the school. That's
No. No,
that's not under our purview. So I would say, as a board, we could, recommend that it's prudent to wear a mask in public settings. But,
I would agree with that.
I don't think we'd have any way of enforcing or.
No.
No.
So we can set an example maybe.
Mhm.
And encourage people to. But- So unless we have a motion otherwise, then we'll let that go as such. Okay? Everyone good with that? Okay. Under new business, we have a request from the auditors for a town report submission. I think we've done that.
I think David did that.
David did
I've
that.
already
Great.
done
we've-
You got David. Okay, so that's done.
Okay, we
Thank you,
can,
David.
would you like, you're not asking him to redo it, are you?
I have made no such request.
Okay, great.
Okay, good.
So we can cross that off our list. And we had a planning commissioner resign.
Yes.
Rick Contino?
Rick Contino, right. Moving out of town, I think, so.
I think so.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
No, we're too busy.
I think too busy.
I think
Okay.
that was
Busy.
somebody
Yes.
else.
Right,
Oh.
we're thinking of somebody
Okay.
else.
Well,
Well,
I guess great that he contributed.
yeah,
Sounds
appreciate that his time he put in.
Yeah, and that leaves an opening for another resident to,
Yeah.
Step up for planning commission.
yep, just in time for the holidays.
Yes,
Right,
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
We'll
So-
see which one has the better party. Yeah, the DRB or the planning
Yeah.
commission.
So.
Do we want a motion or
I
do we?
think so, yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the resignation of Rick Contino from the planning commission.
I'll second it.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. We have errors and omissions certificates to approve and sign from the listers. This is just correcting some
Two parcels.
parcels. And what would you like to do?
I'll make a motion that we approve and sign both errors and omission certificates received from the listers.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. So we have 2 sets of signatures that we need to do. Let's see. The Conservation Commission is working on getting access to the West River at the covered bridge, improving that access point. And they are looking for going in with Brattleboro on a grant for some funding for those stairs that they think they'll
Right.
eventually want to have built there. What would you like to do?
No,
Did we get a design?
No,
We applied.
I think
so-
that this was just an additional, I think that this was just yet again another opportunity to get grant money, and we hadn't heard back. I don't think we heard back on the
From the first one.
determination
Yeah.
of
Right,
like whether we were given any money.
That's the for the implementation of the first grant that we don't know about yet. If
Yeah.
my understanding is, so we've got a grant out there from that they're working on to figure out what the design is.
Right.
We have no idea what that is.
Right.
So we don't know how much it's gonna cost us, but now they wanna go after money to actually, from my understanding, maybe I'm wrong, to actually implement the design that we don't know about.
I guess if they, yes, I look at it as they have an opportunity to get some funding for building. At this time, I guess it's a time-sensitive issue, so I think they hope to be able to come up with a design that would be approved by us, and
Still doesn't sound like it locks us
If-
in to
Well,
anything.
I'm a little bit concerned about that because, I mean, there's a lot that's at stake when it comes to this design and whether, we don't own the land down there, you got A&R in, so why lock into I mean, there's a lot between now and the implementation of this, end question. There really is, and then whether we're gonna be able to afford this and, to keep the design up, we don't know that. What the liability is, because we don't know what passive is gonna say, and we don't know what A&R is gonna say. Do you know what I mean?
I agree with all those things, but I don't think that applying for this grant locks us into ever saying yes on any design. I think, again, I don't know, obviously, the details of like how much money it would be, or when it would be received, or when we would need to use the money by. But it does seem like Christine's pretty aware of our concerns with those details, and so it seems like this is just maybe a time-sensitive request to.
But what's the rush? I mean, you know what I mean?
I think the rush is that they.
To get the grant, but I mean, it may take a while, depending on what this design is, to figure it out, to even implement it. So I mean, so this grant money might expire, you don't know, because we don't really have a whole lot of information. A grant money might even expire before we even really figure out the whole design.
Or it may not even cover, I mean, we don't know
Sure.
what if the design comes back at $100,000?
Yeah.
And the grant's $5,000?
Right.
See, this
Then,
is,
we wouldn't.
I think there's way too many unknowns. I feel like we're putting the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
I mean,
David, what's your?
I think that they're very careful in their approach to this. I think getting a grant, applying for a grant is probably the right thing to do. I don't want to hold, they're working hard to find a solution there, and this is can be part of the solution, it may not be, but I don't think we should stop them from doing it.
Yeah. Okay. I think we don't know what the design's going to be, or we don't know those details, but I don't think this commits us to going ahead with anything until we get the details. And but this would have some contribution to a project if it was approved and met the conditions of the Natural Resources Agency and everybody else.
And our ideas too.
Right, yeah. So, while I agree that we need to be careful, and this might be putting the horse before the cart, I think I'd be inclined to say go ahead and just keep us informed, and nothing, everything needs to be approved and reviewed, and our due diligence taken care of. So,
Do you need a motion?
yep.
Okay.
Okay, I will make a motion that we sign the Conservation Commission grant request letter.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed?
No.
No,
Okay, so noted. All right, and I guess I'll sign that a little later. Let's see. The next item on our agenda, signing paperwork for the line of credit for the storm damage of July 29th, has been tabled to the 15th. And that's because the paperwork isn't ready? Or?
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
the email
that
that
was that Charlotte
that
sent out.
Charlotte sent out. It'd be ready for the next trip through, the next meeting through.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we're tabling that to the 15th. And under Campires, Campground, regarding parking in the gravel pit, I let Campires know what we were concerned about, and he's going to, David Hiller is going to approach, Putney and get their thoughts, and, probably come back to us, but I let him know that we own even though the property's in Dummerston, we own it with Putney, and so we can't act unilaterally here. So he'll keep working on that, and we'll probably hear back from him. So,
Great.
is there any other new business?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Okay,